Hello parents and students, this is Ms. Hook. Today I'm going to go over the grammar and spelling pages for section 3. I will be going over page 220, 222, 223, and 224. I'm going to start with page 220. Page 220 is on the prefixes re, un, and dis. A prefix is an affix that goes at the beginning of a word. The first thing I would do to help you complete this page is I would start by putting what the prefixes mean somewhere on the page so that you can use it as a reference. So the prefix re means again or back, the prefix un means not, and the prefix dis means not. So for example, number 1, the word is unused. So un would be the prefix, which is not, so unused would mean not used. Dislike, dis is the prefix, which means not, so dislike would mean to not like. Replace, the prefix is re, means again, so replace means to place again. So please put these somewhere on your page so that you can reference them as we go through the worksheet. So looking back up at the top, you need to read the paragraph and then write the spelling word that best completes the sentence. So number 1 says, look how blank this room is, my dad said. So number 1, you would go through and figure out which word would fit in the blank. And the answer for number 1 would be untidy. So you would write it in the blank for number 1. Look how untidy this room is. Untidy, it has the prefix un, which means not, so not tidy, which would mean not clean or messy, okay? And then you would go through and put in the spelling word that would best fit in the sentence. Page number 2 is the proofreading for spelling, which they did for sections 1 and 2. Again, you would read the paragraph, find the word that is misspelled, and then replace it with the correct spelling. So to start, to the ancient Greeks, an earthquake or drought was not accidental or planned, or unplanned, So you would circle the word unplanned, and then you would write that on the line. You can cross out that 7. You would write unplanned on the line for number 1. And then you would finish by going through and finding any other of the misspelled words. Page 223 is on prepositions. A preposition shows the connection between two words in a sentence. Some prepositions describe time, such as before, after, or during. Other prepositions describe place, such as over, in, on, above, or below. I would recommend that you underline the prepositions that are in the description so that will help you when you're trying to figure out where the preposition is in the sentence. So the example, the runners raced on the track. On would be the preposition. This page was also sent to you without the corrected underline. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through with you and tell you the parts of the sentence that should have been underlined. I recommend you underline them first, and then we'll go back and actually find the preposition from the underlined part. So for number 1, the prepositional phrase is into the night. Number 2, with many beasts and monsters. Number 3, in his muscles. Number 4, after my readathon. Number 5, over my head. Number 6, under the house. Number 7, beside my bed. Number 8, during the night. Number 9, before school. And number 10, in my crazy dream. So all of those words should have been underlined for you. They weren't, so please underline them at this time so that we can then go through and find the preposition. So the directions say to find the preposition in each underlined phrase. So now you have the underlined phrase. You just need to go through and find the preposition and write it on the line. I'll give you a little tip. The preposition is always the first word in the prepositional phrase. So for example, number 1, I read Hercules the Mighty long into the night. So into the night is the prepositional phrase. So into would be the preposition. So I would circle the word into and then write it at the end of number 1. Number 2, Hercules had to fight with many beasts and monsters. Again, that is the prepositional phrase. So the preposition would be the very first word that was underlined, which is the word with. You circle it and then you write it at the end of the sentence. And then the students can do numbers 3 through 10 just like that. Page 224 is also about prepositions and prepositional phrases. I would start by reading the top of the page. A prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun. Both of these words and all of the words in between make up the prepositional phrase. So there's 2 examples. The girls have been best friends for a long time. The prepositional phrase would be for a long time, and the preposition would be the first word that's underlined, which is the word for. Number 2, at school, they join many of the same clubs. This sentence actually has 2 prepositional phrases, at school and of the same clubs. So at would be the preposition and of would be the preposition. Again, it is the first part of the prepositional phrase. So for numbers 1 through 6, in each sentence below, the students need to underline the preposition. So there's nothing missing on this page. The students need to underline the preposition. And then underneath, they have to write the prepositional phrase. So number 1 says, myths say that Hercules once lived among ordinary humans. Now again, a preposition can tell you time or place. So this one, myths say that Hercules once lived among ordinary humans. Among ordinary humans would be the prepositional phrase, okay? So again, the preposition is the first word, which is among, and then you would write the prepositional phrase as your answer. Among ordinary humans. And then that tells how Hercules lived. He lived among the ordinary humans, okay? Number 2, Zeus watched Hercules from Mount Olympus. From Mount Olympus would be the prepositional phrase. From would be the preposition. And then from Mount Olympus would be the prepositional phrase. Again, telling where this happened. Where did Zeus watch Hercules? From Mount Olympus. And then the students will complete numbers 3 through 6 in the same format, underlining the prepositional phrase, circling the preposition, which is the first word that you underlined, and then writing the prepositional phrase as the answer. Okay, that's it for this section. If there's any other questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to Ms. Dustman or I. Thank you.